Cheetos are easy to eat and tasty. Mushrooms are a little more challenging and taste nothing like Cheetos. And that's okay, as long as you don't expect them to. The first thing to understand is that you're not going to healthy foods for the same reason you went to junk food. You go to junk food mostly for the taste, and partly because it's so easy to buy and consume. You eat healthy foods so that your body can perform at its best and that you don't feel terrible after. One of my favorite places to start eating healthier is through the idea of replacements. For example, if you're drinking soda and energy drinks regularly, you can instead switch that to coffee and kombucha. Or let's say you drink the Starbucks 500-calorie frappuccinos, you can instead get a vanilla latte for 150 calories instead. If you love chips and Oreos or other snacks, you can switch that out for Hippies, which are a chickpea-based chip, the Smart Pop popcorn, and Lara bars. If your main focus is convenience and you're going to a lot of fast food restaurants, just level up the type of restaurant you go to. Go to a Chipotle instead, or a Cava, someplace that can give you rice and vegetables and some greens. I have more specific recommendations for you as well. I really love muesli, it's like a healthy cereal. Chia seeds are a superfood. They're super easy to eat. You can stir them into milk or put them into your muesli like I do. There are a type of English muffins that are super high in fiber, which we'll get into. And then fruits in general are great, but I especially like blueberries and raspberries. So I also really want to talk about fiber. A lot of people don't know this, but it's one of the most important parts of your diet. They did a study and 95% of Americans don't get enough fiber in their daily diet, which is really too bad because fiber is what makes you feel full throughout the day and it prevents overeating. Getting the recommended daily fiber intake or more is my #1 weight loss advice, and it's my #1 advice for healthy eating. Another important aspect of healthy eating is mental, and it's that I think we beat ourselves up too much and too often about our inability to cook for most of us. At the end of the day, unless you have a ton of money to put on meal kit services or private chefs, you're gonna have to do some cooking. And a big part of cooking is understanding that it's okay that you don't know how to cook yet or well. But cooking is a lifelong journey. It's literally a career, and it's okay if you only know one recipe or no recipes or 10. If the idea of cooking is overwhelming, you can always ask a friend or family member if they'll teach you their favorite recipe. You can bring a bottle of wine, just have a great night learning how to cook instead of stressing out about it at your house. Some of the biggest things I tell myself when I'm cooking something new is to try to have fun, and it's okay if it ends up bad. And then if you're using healthy ingredients, which you should be if you're learning a new recipe, that at least it's healthy. At the very least, even if it tastes bad, it's healthy and good for you. One of my biggest tips is to get a cookbook. Whether you're new to cooking or you've done it a ton, it is really fun getting a cookbook and it's really helpful. So go to Barnes & Noble, peruse the shelves, look at the recipe pictures, see if they look appetizing. Just go with your motivation. If you've heard the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest diet, then pick up a Mediterranean book. If you're interested in paleo, bam, done, do it. And there are so many different types of cookbooks. Some cookbooks just have a few ingredients, making them more simple, like this one that says just 5 ingredients in every recipe. Some cookbooks give you a week of meals and then compile the grocery list for you so that you can just take that list to the grocery store. You can also get a cookbook that is based around a certain appliance, like if you love using the air fryer, then you can get an air fryer cookbook. Those are really nice because you feel like you're getting the most out of your appliance and it teaches you how to use it even better. The more you have fun with cooking, the easier it'll be. Trying to find any inkling of motivation and going with that, like trying to copy a favorite recipe of yours. Like if you love Mexican food, learning how to make different kinds of tacos and enchiladas. Or if you want a breakfast casserole or a breakfast burrito or healthy pancakes. There's so much to explore with cooking that you can do whatever you want, and it can be really fun if you allow it to be. And like with every good habit change, start small. Buy 1 new vegetable a week to learn how to cook that. And buy the same one again next week if you didn't like how you cooked it before, or you let it go bad in the fridge. I've definitely done that when I was first learning. We all talk about how time flies. Use that to your advantage. If you're making 1 change every week, then when a month flies by, you've made 4 changes. And then the next month comes around and you're making 4 new changes. And then 6 months have gone by and you don't even recognize your eating habits because you've changed so many things over time. Anything can be done if you do it slow enough and in small enough portions. So don't take on too much and enjoy the process. So I wouldn't recommend doing all this in 1 day, but I would recommend keeping a journal of all the changes you've made so you can keep track of all the wins you've had in healthy eating, and that'll motivate you to keep going. I find it's more helpful keeping track of what you've accomplished instead of where you wish you were. Good luck, hope this helped, and let me know if you have any questions. Like and subscribe.